Hey y'all, it's me. I look like a giant tomato. I don't know why. And in front of a red couch. Giant tomato in front of a red couch. Nobody's watching my channel, so nobody cares. So I can say whatever the fuck I want. Yay! So I don't know if I lost my son. Sort of. I guess last time I was resigned to the fact that I lost my son, but I have no idea. I really don't have any idea about anything at this point because who knows about anything. So let's see what happened this week. I got stealthed this week. I don't know if you guys know what stealthing is. This guy from the South Shore. I live in wherever I live, and he's from the South Shore. He looks a little like Bruce Willis, but he's kind of short. And he said to me, he goes, "Why don't you watch me do kettlebells and let's make love?" Who makes love? Who does that? Anyway, he stealthed me, and then he gave me some sort of a situation where he said, "Oh, the condom fell off," which is, yeah, that's a thing. But then he said he didn't know how to put them on because he's 50 years old and inept at putting condoms on because apparently I don't have a cock, but I can put them on. And then he told me that he's bisexual and does things with men. So, I'm saying this because I think people out there should know that stealthing is kind of a bad thing. Because I talked to a police officer and he said, well, that's consensual. And I said, well, not so much. So anyway, that's my diatribe. I did see and talk to my son, who was pretty much miserable in his situation, but that's neither here nor there because, it is what it is. I don't know if I told you guys I'm in a custody battle. You're going to love this one. I hired an attorney 10.5 months ago, and he never cashed my check or signed up as my attorney. So I have been without an attorney for 10.5 months in a custody battle that should have been dismissed immediately because my ex-husband filed a motion that was flagrant. Kind of like a flagrant foul in the NBA, but flagrant. Kind of one of those things where my ex-husband went in and said, she's, not doing her job as a mom, and nobody investigated, and 10.5 months later, here we are, and I could lose my son, maybe won't, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, I'm talking today because I'm sad. I'm wicked sad. Because my neighbor is in hospice, and I didn't know because I've been inundated with all this custody stuff and the stealthing and the dog and the financial stuff. So my neighbor's gonna die, and that's the worst. And then the worst of the worst was that I opened up my Safari and found that Jerry Lewis died. And that was the worst. The worst of the worst. I love Jerry Lewis. Loved Jerry Lewis. Loved Jerry Lewis. Like the Nutty Professor. I don't know. Like, he just... My favorite uncle. Is it my favorite uncle? Cinderfella? Cinderfella? I don't know. I just love the Nutty Professor when he was just so smooth, when he was, and then when he's so nerdy. And Hollywood or Bust and all those movies with Dean Martin, because I love Dean Martin. He was my favorite of all of them. The Rat Pack. I don't know. Of course, Frank should always be your favorite, but I don't know. I just have a soft spot for Dino. Because he had apple juice in that cup. You know it, right? And he was so sad when his son died in that plane crash. I'm just talking. Whatever. I don't know these people, or I never did, but I grew up with them. I don't know. I just did. I remember every Labor Day I would watch that stupid telethon for hours and hours. I just remember like Tony Orlando and Dawn. Like all these... Engelbert Humperdinck? I don't know if he was on there or not, but Don Rickles? Don Rickles? I don't know. So sad. Jerry Lewis. Ugh. So sad. I don't know. He was 91 though, so he lived a long life. And he just came from that time when things were just funny. Like, when things are funny, they're funny. Like, I don't know, Tina Fey on the Weekend Update the other night with the cake, the sheet caking, that was hilarious because it's funny. And if things are funny, they're just funny. Like, you don't have to be provocative or stupid or silly, because when Lucy was sitting behind that conveyor belt and shoving chocolates in her mouth, that was hilarious. And Tina Fey shoving cake in her mouth is hilarious. But somebody like Louis C.K. talking about abortions and masturbating just for shock value, not so much. And then when he yells about women not being funny, it's stupid. I'm just talking. I'm talking because I'm sad. I'm sad. I haven't. I mean, I look the way I look, but I've had a hard life myself, personally. 41 years old, and I've had a hard life. And, you know, but I make the most of it. I mean, I went to, the store earlier, and I bought the nice food, and I'm that crunchy granola person. I'm going to drink some kombucha, need some guacamole with rice crackers, make some salmon and asparagus mushrooms with garlic on the side, and have some key lime pie, and drink Bellinis. Because I'm terribly poor, but I bought economic food at an inexpensive grocery store, and I made it fancy. And I have a fancy house. If you looked around inside, I'd say it's fancy, but everything was free. And I always try to look nice. Like, see my little headband? Fancy schmancy? Yeah, I got that for like $4.99 at the beauty supply store because I have a license and can go to the beauty supply store for the licensed people for $4.99. And I have a haircut that I got for free from an old family friend. And I shop at Lane Bryant because I'm big fat fatty. But I have like 6 pieces of clothes that I mix and match. They're all black, so nobody knows. I have 3 pairs of shoes because I'm old and I have flat feet. I had to buy 1 pair. They were a lot of money because they had orthotics in them. Because I have a bone spur at 41 years old. I take medication every day called meloxicam, which is given me by the rheumatologist after she gave me a cortisone shot in my hip. Oh my God, is it time for the early bird special yet? I don't know. Everybody. I don't know who's listening to me. Nobody is. Who would listen to me? Who would? Just Jules. Nobody's listening to me, so it doesn't matter. I just talk. I guess part of the reason I'm talking is because if you look at me, I mean, I'm, an average-looking person. Like, my eyes are symmetrical, my nose is not that big, and my mouth is symmetrical. I'm chubby, but I'm not obese. I mean, maybe I have a BMI that's more than whatever, and, and I've got a big butt and I cannot lie, but if you saw me in the store, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know all the stuff. And sometimes when I talk to people and they complain, they don't know. People try to give me advice and they don't know. You just don't know. You don't know what a person's been through. Just don't ever judge anyone. Don't judge them. Give them a chance. There's a woman who lives near me who's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I mean, I was dating a guy and he looked at her and he couldn't look at me because he was looking at her. Gorgeous. She's 10 years older than I am. It looks like she's 15 years younger than me. And I talked to her about my life. And she told me things that would make you scream. Because she's a survivor. And she's had a tough life. And she made a choice that she wasn't going to let it kill her. Like I made a choice. And that's all you can do is make a choice. I told somebody the other day that I'm chubby. Hey, this is the girlfriend. I'm chubby. I'm chubby and I don't lose weight because I'm afraid. I don't know if this is going to blow your mind, but I'm afraid because when I lose weight, I'm vulnerable. Because every time I've lost weight, I've been in bad places and gotten bad feedback. Because I guess, I don't know if this makes sense to anybody, but sometimes when you have good things, or you look good, or you have nice things, people aren't nice to you. It's weird. You'd think that would be the opposite, but, now I kind of understand why there's some people that are famous, like, I don't know, famous people. Sometimes the people I don't like, some of the famous people, they get backlash because, they're just trying to do their things and they get backlash because they're beautiful or successful or whatever. So, I don't know. I guess I'll go cook now and do my thing and drink my Bellini. If I told you how much it cost, you would laugh at me. It's got a fancy name. I remember years ago watching a movie on HBO with the first daughter talking about drinking Bellinis. And I remember going up to a hotel years ago that was like it was like in the mountains. It was right after I got married. We were inside and I drank a Bellini and I felt really like fancy, but it wasn't expensive. It wasn't anything fancy. I just love peach. I got peaches, millions of peaches for me. And I thought about the fact that, I'm going to drink this Bellini, which cost me like the same amount as a coffee would cost. Like a whole bottle would cost me the same amount as a coffee and has like the same amount of alcohol as a beer. But I'm going to feel nice when I drink it. I'm going to feel like, nice. Because I think we all should feel nice. Not worry. Not get upset. Because life is hard. Life is hard. Why don't we know that? Why don't we understand that? Life is hard. There's pain. Every day it hurts. It's painful. And all we can do is be happy. Feel good. Make a choice. It's a choice. We have to make the choice. And if we choose hatred and meanness and disdain and... Sorry, my dog's chewing on my table. It's weird. Anyway, if we choose negativity and then we're upset because we have bad lives, it's only our fault. I have a terrible life. It's the worst. Like, awful things have happened to me. But I love life, and I do the best I can. So, you guys, have a great day. I'll be back at some point. My son ever sees this, he'll be like, Mom, you're nuts. I wear glasses, too. I'll show you my glasses. Yeah, there I am. You can't see, though. It's like the shiny. And I have a cleavage. Rip. I gotta keep it exciting because I'm old. I'm an old woman with my glasses and my eyeliner. I don't know. All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye.